Oh, I gotta change the name of this. It's the 17th. Take these stream notes. Boom, looks good. What time is it? 1:06. All right, I'll wait for more people to get in here. It's gonna be short streaming today. Won't be too long. Yo, what's going on, everyone? Happy MLK Day. If you guys want to talk, either chat in, I think the YouTube comment section is up right now, or in the Discord. I'll get to both of them once we get to the AMA section. I'll wait till we're around like 50 people and we'll get started with the first section. Go over past plays. I think this is the last week of plays. All of these you guys should all know, or at least been in. And then current sentiment of the market, which practically has not changed at all. We're at the same spot we were nearly last stream on the 8th. And then after that, go right into the AMA because we got no more content after that. What's going on, Mason? All right, can everyone hear me? Is the mic good? Changed it up from last time. Yo, Algo, what's going on? All right, so it's probably 110 here. We'll get started. Should it literally be, I want to say 40 to 50 minutes max. After that, we'll hop out of here because there's really not too much content to go over. I really just want to go through the previous plays so we can all check those out. Current sentiment and then whatever questions you guys got after. I assume it's going to be a bunch of coins to look at. Okay, anyways, let's get started. Happy MLK Day, as I said before. Great day off, at least for those that trade legacy markets with us. If you're trading crypto, no days off. Every day we got to grind. So let's get started with the past plays. We're going to start with near. These should be plays within, if I check near, I think it was in the last 7 days or so, or at least the updates were, and how they're going to continue doing. And we'll do that right now. We'll start a new tab for this. Also, some of the main plays that we've been in, I know we got a lot of new members. Anyone that's new, there's a bunch of positions that a lot of you do not have and that we're up significantly on now that we're going to try to get you guys exposure to, such as Matic and Adam when we got you guys exposure on those. Okay, I'm going to take screenshots from our plays and post them up into here so you guys all understand what's going on. Anyways, we got near 13 bucks, sitting right around 18 now. Been an amazing play. Really nothing else to say about it. We got perfect entry, no drawdown on the entry, and we're up. So for a lot of people that have been waiting on getting a near entry, it's been looking good for those that have been waiting. You know, I don't really want you guys to buy into all-time highs. This is normally where a lot of people are offloading, such as ourselves, when we were buying back on January 9th. So we got, I think it was about 60% to the top from our entries. You know, offering you guys another buy when I'm up 60% feels a little weird. So the next entry for most of you, because I think we do see a lot more drawdown in the next few days, about 15 bucks, right? This is a fairly easy entry here. You got a nice volume shelf right below you. Massive volume shelf. This is going to hold up. As price comes down in the volume shelf, you'll get more people bidding price because now they get at a discount. I don't know how much this discount is going to be, maybe 20%. 27% discount. Yeah, that's a nice spot to keep buying. Nothing has changed about the near ecosystem fundamentals at all. Even the near ecosystem alts that we've been trading, such as OCT, which is up like 75% yesterday, nothing changed about them. Get them at discounts, keep writing them out. So near, not too much to say about this one. Absolutely crazy trade. This was the 1500% gainer. Now we'll go on to some that weren't as good. All right, go over the good and the bad. LRC was absolutely, actually LRC was great both times. There was really nothing wrong with LRC except for the first time when I did take my break-even trade. So we'll go into this. The second trade is actually really good too, getting out at break-even before the massive crash. There we go. Anyways, here's LRC. I'm literally just taking these straight out of the Discord so we all can look at them. Anyways, previous LRC play was honestly, you know, almost one of my favorites because it had done so well for us immediately. But LRC, we started trading it in this range. I think we got a few gains within the first hour or so. We'll zoom in on this. Yeah, what's up, Retro? Sent the alert out. $1.48. Perfect entry. We did, and this is where one of my main, this is where it did get unfortunate for myself, but a lot of you held out, and it actually turned out to be a really sick play. Entries here, right? Rode it up for a bit. I think you guys pumped this within the first like hour or so for us, and then we fell back down entry, fell back under. Our stop loss was right around 1.440. So here's our stop loss. Got nowhere near it, but I did take the break even here. I had massive gains to begin with, so took the break even just so I didn't lose anything. And then after, we can see massive rotation to the upside, about 12% move. Killer play. But let's go into the next. I traded LRC one more time, and then this is where I didn't get as much as I wanted out of this one. However, something really nice came from this trade. So we'll do post this one up. I think we traded this one 1.42. Oh yeah, I was right here. So this is the next LRC trade. We had this massive dump, and recently I've been noticing that LRC, for some reason, there's a ton of supply on this, and we got some whale that offsets this every time we get the most minute move in the market. So we're getting mass 10% dumps here, and usually after these, price gets marked up fairly heavy, as we can see from before. Moved almost 25% from the down low. I'll show you exactly what we're looking here. Super nice bullish divergence. So we took entry right here, and we got some nice gains on this. I don't think we got too much. At the top, we might have had a 2% move. However, you guys know I'm not trading for small gains. I'm looking for 5, 6, 7%, and then I can start trimming. If I'm getting 2%, that's usually maybe move it to break even so you don't lose anything, and that's exactly what we did. Small gains to begin with, not enough for me to personally take profits, and then I sent out the signal to take this exit at break even, which was, as I can say, it couldn't have been more well timed. Took the exit at break even, and as we can see, market dumps 16%. Could have been a good short. I'm not one to tend to short the market, but beautiful exit. So LRC part 1, great trade. Unfortunately for myself, I took a break even, so I didn't get to make too much profit on this. Second one, a decent trade, 2% max move to the upside, took a break even and saved ourselves from a 16% down move. I'll take that win any day as well. Next one up, FXS. This has been a trade that I've been wanting to get in for a very long time. We ended up finding our entries after some time. We're also fully out of this trade, by the way. But let's go into when we got into it, what occurred while we were in it, and what were our take profits. We rode this into all-time highs, which was chef's kiss. Just freaking beautiful trade here. Pull the screenshot right now. And this was, I want to say this is on 10th. Yeah, so this is on the 10th, which was right in this range. So we were buying FXS in this little consolidation range. It was holding extremely well in higher time frames. And the most important thing was continually producing these higher lows here. So bullish trend still extremely intact. And also we had major supply zones above us here. As you can see, our targets were to ride it into price discovery. That's literally what we said. Long-term holds, hold it into price discovery. I put out a few TPs after this. I think it was up 20% within 2 days. Where's the 10th? Here's the 10th, and within 2 days, we're already up 8%, and then within, yeah, so this is 48 hours. 31% in 48 hours, absolutely amazing spot play. We couldn't play leverage on this. I don't think, maybe FTX offers leverage. I didn't get leverage on it. So 31% move in just about 48 hours. Beautiful trade. It's also one I've been like begging myself to get into, and I finally found the position to get into it. Then we took profits at the top once, took profits on the low, and took profits on the 13th. Let me check. Was it the 13th? On the 14th. We took profits again here. So multiple times we took profits into strength, into the weakness on the downside, and then to into strength one more time. So 3 different times we trimmed this trade, and then we placed our stops at break even. And as you can see, today it is down 14% today. So beautiful that we're able to get these longs off before the massive crashes. Beautiful play. What can I say about FXS? Beautiful play. We'll probably get into frac shares again later in the future. I'd love for us to get into it a little bit lower than the range that we were in previously. So lower than 30 bucks. We're at 31 now. So this is well within our range to enter this again. And then AR. So AR was the one trade. I did take a loss on AR. I think this is my one loss of the week. Let me pull this one up for you guys. So if you're just joining in, we are going through all the previous trades I took in the last week and sent out to you guys. We're going to go over what happened to them. How were the wins? How were the losses? What was the thought process? Where did you take profits? All of that. And then if you have questions, throw them up in chat. But once we get through these, we'll get to the AMA. But as always, we got to go for the previous week's data so we can get better for the next week. All right, let me pull up AR's signal here. Here we go. And this was, I do think this was a beautiful trade because within, I want to say, 30 minutes or so, I was up a few grand. But didn't last too long. This was on the 12th here. So as you see, all the previous TAs here, we're buying AR at 52.29, 52.59. So right in this range. So as soon as we broke the previous range, right? Let's go over this and just show you guys the sentiment behind the entry here. Several times, as you see, annotated by the arrows, this is the zone, right? Right at 50 bucks, the whole number. This is where the levels have been holding out or getting, shot down several times. Back in November, this is where you could have bought on the 3 top and you just write it up each time. And then as soon as December started and the blood of December started, then you had your massive crash. Again, we were playing the exact same thesis. We're gonna get the breakout and the holds, which we didn't get on any high time frame, unfortunately. But we can see within, I wanna say, 1 hour or so on this. Let's go into where this trade's at. Oh, here's the screenshot now. So it was a good trade because we could have taken, you could scalp this pretty much immediately within about 2 hours off the trade. 2 grand made, 2% up on a 10x, absolutely beautiful. However, as we can see, which followed, we got 3 different tests of the high time frame supply right at 54 bucks. As soon as this happened, rejection 3 times, and then we fell through. Buyers get exhausted, sellers take control, supply overheads us, and then you start falling down. We also had limits, as we can see. If we get stopped out, I'll rebuy at 48.95. We ended up canceling these limits beforehand, but limits played out well too. So if you were to hold the limits, decent 4% move to the upside. I canceled them, so I didn't actually play that. So there's AR. Good play, made profits extremely fast. Unfortunately, there wasn't much follow through on the high time frames. No daily closures over the $51 level that we wanted. Supply was right above us, so it was a riskier trade, but worked out for some small profits. Next up, Link. Beautiful play again. Link is an easy play to understand as well. And a lot of these too, the market sentiment, and this goes into what I think the current market sentiment is turning into. A lot of these previous longs are now going to start turning into shorts. A lot of very key levels are turning heads right now, and sellers are now back in control. And this isn't to be a surprise whatsoever. We said this 2 days ago, 48 hours ago. We said Sunday and Monday. I talk about this every week. Sunday and Monday, this is not a good day to trade unless you're shorting the market or taking profits from a Saturday into a Sunday, because these are drawdown days. These are days where the market retraces itself. You know, people that were holding previous supply are now taking profits, and those trying to find demand are getting smacked and losing a lot of money. So let's pull up the screenshot for Chainlink. Boom. Extremely easy play to explain here. We had previous demand at 25, demand several times, price holds up, gets bought up from this level, showing us that people demand this price, and that if price falls to this level again, we'll get a bounce. And lo and behold, we did. We also had the 4-hour 200 EMA here. We got a sweet bounce. Nearly 8% to the top. I'd say 7% average to what realistically you could have grabbed. Made good money on this, and then we took profits, I want to say, one time. I think I did like a 25% sell here at the top. And here's the take profit. So a nice $2,300 profit. I think I was able to net about $800 out of this, because these trades can't really be swelling that long anymore. Trends are in and out within 4 or 5 days. Sunday, Monday hits, and it's over. Link, great trade, good profit, stopped out break even, lovely. Now let's go on to Spell. Spell, we hit 2 different times. Profits on both. But again, you know, we have the triple top on here. Can't swing these too long anymore. Cannot swing these too long anymore. I'm going to check the Discord for comments right now. If you have questions, I'm pretty much going to see them in the YouTube comments. So Spell, I'll find the 2 screenshots here. Spell, we traded once. I can tell you exactly where these were traded. Once here, and then once here. Both times, got a nice ride, 11%, 13%. Decent, right? Not too bad. Let me find the screenshots, hold on. Just a second, we'll do the most recent one, because I think the last one we actually already talked about. Boom. Pull the time frame down a bit. So trade Spell last time, 1438, which was right here. Could have got a better entry too, because as soon as I entered, we had some drawdown. And then we rode it to the next TPs, right? We were near all-time lows, and we are still near all-time lows. And I most likely will buy this again soon, but we were able to ride this roughly 12%. We had a 5% move, which is our first TP at 1535, and then we got the next one 12%. So great play again. I mean, this week has been full of small gainers, fairly fast gainers, which I know a lot of you want. But a lot of these can't be swung too long. The only one that we've been able to swing fairly long was Near. And Near's just been the strongest protocol out of the entire market. Up next, Matic. We are literally going through all of the plays that we've done in the last week. Matic, beautiful trade as well. Only because this was probably one of my heaviest trades that I took in the recent week. So I didn't need much of a move to profit off this. However, the TA and the analysis is fairly simple to go by. We had our 4-hour 200 EMA break, and then we had a retake, right? As soon as we got the retake of the 200 EMA, and after I saw this is where I wanted to enter. Previously, before, I said I did want to enter during the 215 to 214 breaks, which would have been in these lows. Unfortunately, we did not get these, so I couldn't enter down there, and I resorted to entering at a higher price than I wanted, but the TA was fine. So we did get the 230 entries, which is right about mid-trend. And max out of this, we got 6% to the top side. I think I was able to net 5% maybe out of this. So we'll go over, let's find out where this was. We hit, let me show you guys exactly where the exact supply zones I was playing here. Because one time we did get fairly close to a TP. Actually didn't end up hitting it. So entry was here, and our first TP was right here. The first, what was this, within 24 hours, we got within 1% of the TP, didn't get to hit it, so we had to continually hold, and thankfully we got the next push to the upside. And this was probably one of my largest gains of the week was Matic, only because I've been talking about this one being the killer trade to take. And it only took 2 days, right? Only took 2 days for this to play out, but it feels pretty long in the current market. And there you go. Right, first TP is hit at the trend line. Would have been beautiful if we could break out of this and hold and inverse the rest of the market, because I know everything is tanking right now. So beautiful TP, stops at break even. As you know, hit your first TP, stops break even. You'll never lose a trade after that, right? It's either you hit your stop loss without ever touching your first TP point, or you hit your first TP and you continue, or it comes back down to break even and you have to get out. So beautiful trade on Matic. Unfortunately, it's not it anymore because we can't swing these. We'll do Bitcoin last because that will segue us into current sentiment. We'll do Atom and Harmony 1, right? Because I think I got every single person into these and killer trades again. So this is a good diagram, actually. Matic is actually, or Atom is at our current entry that we entered on a few days ago. So I've been trying to smash this coin into everyone's portfolios. I've been trying to get everyone to own something that's in the FON eco, the Fear, Harmony 1, Atom, and the Near ecosystems, right? It's been the top 4, the Fantastic 4. They've been outperforming literally everything. A lot of you didn't own it when I did the poll to see how many of you owned Matic and how many of you own Atom and how many of you own Harmony 1. A lot of you didn't own it, but half of you did. But let's go to this and pull it up. We've had, I want to say over 5 or 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5. So we have 5 different entries on Atom. Got you guys in yesterday. And what can I say? I mean, we were able to enter at 38. We were entering on a pump 2. You got to retrace from it. You got to retrace back to literally where the entry was again, and then take off into almost a range break. Not close enough for a range break, but almost there. And we are now back at entry. I do not suggest entering now. You've missed the train. You missed the quick gains that were produced from this one already. But beautiful play once again. Once we get into current market sentiment, I'll tell you what the next coins I'm looking at for rotations, because we do have a selection up today. But we'll finish it off with Harmony 1, which is probably the easiest trade. I think most people should have been able to take this trade because I gave you guys entry after entry after entry on this one. And even after I gave you the first entry before the rise, you know, we got the rising wedge and then into the breakdown, you then had your next entry, which was probably the easiest one that any of you could have took. And we'll pull this up right now. Got to show the evidence Gotta pull up all the evidence here. I also don't think it's and a lot of these, which is unfortunate, a lot of these are turning into not buys anymore. A lot of these are turning in coins I'm not buying anymore. Market sentiment changing fast. So you're getting in and out, you're taking your trades. Anyways, you have your rising wedge, as you can see here. Rising wedges always break to the downside, and then you have your major support that was held up and validated on January 4th and January 7th. And as you can see, I mean, I even put an arrow for you guys. Then you have your bounce. That was a 10% bounce. At 10% is 100%. You double up your money real quick on that. Beautiful play. Still a very good long-term hold of mine. I don't know how many of you have been buying since we've been calling these out, but we have entries well under 25 cents right now. So nowhere near entries yet. I do want to build this a little bit more. However, I do think the rotations are coming out of FONA, which is the FTM, right? You have the Harmony one, Atom, and Near ecosystem. It's just the top four. I do think we're all rotating out of them. A lot of late longers in these. A lot of them are going to lose a bunch of their money as they miss the rotation and rotate a little bit too late. And I think that clears it up. So that's all the plays. What was that? One loss out of the week. Harmony one is a green, 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 green. Yeah, one loss out of the whole week. Beautiful enough. Now we'll move into Bitcoin, and this is the easy one. Current market sentiment, what are we moving into right now? So we did get a fraction. If you were here for the last stream, which was on January 8th. Right here, I'll put an arrow so you guys understand this. This is where we had our last stream. It's a little too big, hold on. We had our last stream at the range lows, and go back and watch the stream. All we had to do, and all we were doing during this time, was longing Bitcoin. We're getting into longs. It's the risk reward was pretty much the only thing you could have done. Entering shorts at the range low after a 22% drop in mega cap, it made absolutely no sense. Made no sense. So January 8th and onward, we were able to net, I want to say I was able to get roughly 30% because I was on 5x here. So I was getting roughly a 30% gain on this because this was the fractal that we had from the previous crash. And we can go into this again and what we expect. It's still following pretty similarly, but within 8 days. It's been 8 days since the last stream. Nothing has changed. We're back at the exact same entries that we were before. Let me show you guys this. So this is something we went over before on stream. This is one of the fractals, the price fractals, the fractionalization from a previous price that rhymes with the current one. How we're going to have the triple tap on the bottom to range tap at 47K, and then you have your final risk on near the 50-day move mark from the first one. So we're breaking down back past this low again, which is technically what we did have 5 days, 4 days after the range break in the previous crash. We are currently, I want to say we're at 6 days now. We're about 10 days now, so about 10 days, double the previous time frame. 10 days now since the previous range crash, which was this wick below. The first wick to produce the range, first wick below to produce the first range, and now we're breaking back down below it. Now, I don't think this is going to fall below the current range, or it's just going to be an eternal bear market from there. And you'll have to adapt, but we're breaking down pretty heavy now on an MLK day, so hard to say what the next move is because the last, I want to say, it must have been a little bit more than 24 hours here. Yeah, it was 5 days, but here it is. This is what I want to show you guys. It was this range right here. So this was 48 hours of data where almost nothing was happening. And I'm going to highlight this to show you guys. This was the speculation range where we're just like, we got to wait for a range break to the upside, a range break to the downside. It attempted a few times to break the range. Supply takes over. Attempts to break the range at the bottom. Demand takes over. Same thing. So we were stuck here for 2 days without any true insight onto what was going to occur next. Obviously, supply is taken over. It sucks when you have this range that leads up to Sunday and Monday because over the past, 12 months, this has been occurring consistently over again. You sell off Sunday, Monday. Futures open up for legacy markets Sunday night. Starts dipping again. So we have futures opening up, I want to say the next 3 hours here, so we'll be able to see what the S&P 500 will open at, which will definitely lead some volume into this, depending if we're green or red. I'll assume red because standard predictions say Bitcoin follows suit first before futures open, and then futures open and then take over the demand. So current market sentiment and my next moves moving forward is nothing right now. Having a week with only one loss during a range where Bitcoin's not moving at all, I consider it a massive success so far. There was a few coins I do want to look at though, and I'll go into these next. However, the best thing for Bitcoin is let's not produce a lower low here. As long as we don't break any range lows like we're currently sitting in one right now, as long as we don't break this range low, I think we're going to be all right. The liquidations, let's see what they're at for Bitcoin right now. 31 million in the last 24 hours. It's not too bad. The whole market should be similar to before. Yeah, 171 million last 24 hours. It's not bad. So we do not have any liquidation cascades yet. There's no extreme downside wiping out long traders. Long traders are still sitting in the market. I don't know what funding rates are at. We should probably take a look at this real quick. Looks like a lot of long exposure still. Not the best sign because this is where you get the liquidation cascades. And once those do occur, you wipe out the long traders. They get market paralysis and the market get marked back up again. So far, there's actually nothing for me to do in this range. I do think shorts are probably the move to go soon. Because if we do break this low, you're going to get a nice, massive, I mean, we could wait and probably watch this on stream. As soon as you break this volume range, you break this lowest low. And the reason that this low is relevant is because this low was the demand that produced the next 5% move to the upside. If it breaks below this and the supply overwhelms previous demand again, you'll get another long book down. So unfortunately, not the best. Currently not the best for, at least for Bitcoin. I would love to see this hold up. We have 2 hours until closure and then an hour after that until futures open. So hopefully this gives us a little bit more buying volume. We're stuck within a volume void right now. And for those that don't understand what that means, it just means within this zone right here, there's a lack of volume. So we can easily slide up and down this range like butter right now until volume chooses and breaks the range, and then we can reassess the sentiment and either supply or demand finds this new zone and we trade based off that. But as of right now, doesn't look good. I mean, the 4 hour has still 2 hours left on it and we are trending to the downside extremely heavy right now. Most of you should be out of pretty much every single long trade you're in if you got stopped at break even. If you're not, it's looking a little bit ugly for you right now. We'll get into some of the trades that I do like. Some of them that might surprise you. A few of them do include they tend to be the coins that indicate the bear market beginning, like Cardano and Litecoin, which tend to pump as the market loses a lot of its initial value. Yo, what's up, Hundo? Young Savage, what's up, everyone? So we're getting to the point where we do the AMA and you guys can run your questions. Current sentiment, you guys stay still for at least the next 5 hours. Wait for futures to open. Let's see what they open at. Let's see how the market reacts. You're in a zone right now where you missed your shorts. And if you missed the shorts, you either got stopped out at break even like we did on literally all of our longs, and now you're sitting on cash. You're sitting good. You're sitting profitable for the week right now. Let's not wipe it away. Let's let it sit. As I said, this is probably going to occur right now while we're watching on stream. You hit below this low. You hit below the volume candle. The shorts take over. There's nothing much you can do here. All right, so next up on the list, I'm gonna go for a few of the coins that I listed out yesterday. Unfortunately, since I've listed them out yesterday, a few have invalidated the trends that I liked, but I'll still go over them and post them up on the screen right now. How long are we at? We're at half an hour. We're doing good on time. Oh, this is the wrong one. Boom, there we go. So we got NEO, ORN, OGN, TRX, and FTT. If you had to set a break even on one, would you just exit right now? Yeah, so look, if you forget to do something, if something in your trading plan you had forgot to do, there's no point for you to stay in it, right? Because as soon as something in your trading plan is missed by yourself, you had a full trading plan going into the trade, you understood where your exits were and where you're going to take a loss or a profit. As soon as you miss one of those and you forget a functionality like setting the limit for your stop loss, get out the trade immediately. Unless you form a new plan, right? But I know most of you aren't forming a new plan after that, so get out the trade. I said this before. Someone else said this in chat earlier. If you buy something without a plan, and then you come back and it's down, and you think that you should average down on it, you should exit it. There's no point to average down on something you had no plan for. If you had a plan for the average down, and you had a whole thesis set up for this, then take the average down. Don't just average down because you're down. Quick way to keep averaging into a losing trade. All right, let's go through the coins that I wanted to talk about. First up is NEO. Now this was a surprising because I haven't looked at this in over, I want to say 4 or 5 months now, and it is down bad. My main thesis as of recently has been buying a lot of the coins that have held up in the market and held up past Bitcoin's performance. NEO's not one of those. NEO has definitely not held up and is not performing well whatsoever. However, I think that there's a good deal to be had here. And I want to say we're going to get this under the $20 sweep. 18, 19 bucks. I think it's a great value. I mean, this is a $100 asset back in the last run in May. It's down 83% since then. Nothing has changed fundamentally with this token. Nothing has changed fundamentally with the token yet. So if nothing's changed fundamentally, you find a good technical level to enter this. And this is by 19 to 16 bucks. This is previously where the trend was held in 2020. And then you had the breakout from this as well. So I'm not too convinced that the current level that it has, which is September 17th highs to the range of January. And then you also have, let's list this out, the support from June and the support from late June. And now we're testing it again. I'm not too happy with buying at this point, so I'm not going to buy it yet. But 19 bucks, 18 bucks, NEO is a buy for me. And here we go. So this is, again, we're losing the lows here on Bitcoin, literally in live time here. This is not what we want to see. We want to see it hold this level. Still 2 hours until we see futures, which will probably change the entire market. We opened up, Friday was extremely green. Reset the entire downtrend on the S&P on Friday, so we'll see how ES futures open up today. And then after NEO is ORN. This one is from Glacier. I think there's a massive harmonic on the high time frames here. I think on the daily you have like a double bottom reset. I think some of these are actually going to invalidate themselves fairly soon here. But the weekly's not bad. One of the main things for ORN I would like, well, let's come back down to the previous 2020 levels, right? November 2020 and the listing highs in September. Yeah, I'll take ORN at $4. And this is where you set levels, you set your alerts. This demand has literally only been tested once in its entire history. So the entire history, it's the weekly frame, it's been here for over 2 years now. It's been tested once before. I expect on the second test, you get another nice relief rally. I don't think this hits all-time highs whatsoever, but I think 15-20% easy on futures. But a better one I actually like the more was OGN, because OGN is sitting at its current level. So there's no need to wait for OGN. This one's going to be a buy. Probably end up buying this within the next 24 hours. This is sitting within the exact demand that it was holding as supply previously in March, August, and then in February before you had its massive 6x breakout. You tested the demand once in May, as you can see, price gets marked up, and all we want to do is find demand again. Obviously, if Bitcoin's trashing the market with it, the demand won't be there yet, but within the next 24 hours, futures open up green, we get some more buying pressure into Bitcoin, OGN will be one of my first buys. And then after OGN, we got OG Tron TRX, which is another one of those like Cardano. If TRX is pumping, if Litecoin is pumping, it tends to give you a signal into the future that the current market sentiment may be changing a bit, right? That you might be want to watch out and de-risk longs. TRX is a fairly simple chart to digest right now. Obviously, we have a trend that's been produced since February. Multiple tests on this trend have proven to be very fruitful in the long term. And this is where I would want to buy it again. We're bottomed out on pretty much every time frame. One of the first TP levels will obviously be near this daily 200, and that's a 20% move. I think we probably get half of that. A lot of these I probably won't be buying until Bitcoin figures itself out and we understand what's going to happen with ES today. So Tron, TRX, and OGN on the top of my list to buy, because if market's going to hit its inverse cycle and we're going to have all these previous shit coins and dino coins start pumping, those are the rotations that you're going to need. Such as Cardano. I mean, Cardano has been doing insane. And the buys on this, I mean, Casper sent out buy limits that hit like a charm what is this? On the 13th? And we're up roughly 30% since then, 35% since then. Beautiful play, and I think this continues as well. After TRX, we got FTT, the FTX domain token. One of the reasons that I really like this one is because I think FTX and I think Binance over the next few weeks is going to lose a lot of volume. More KYC news coming out. I do think FTT and FTX has it in the bag to take over a majority of the market share. If majority of the market share has been taken over, just like BNB did, right? When Binance was taking over volume on most exchanges, BNB rallied to new all-time highs. Same thing with FTT. If you use FTT for your trades, for your futures trades or your spot trades, you get reduced fees. There's innate buying pressure built into this token. And as you can see, daily 200 EMA, again, one of the best indicators in the market to understand the trend cycle. Current rejection. Previous points of support. Also, we have this diagonal downtrending line working as a charm. Two different confluences for you to take profits out if you got into. We talked about this on the 8th. Didn't buy it on the 8th, which would have been nice, was a nice run. However, my buy-ins for FTT should be fairly soon as well because this is offered on pretty much all major exchanges too. We'll be taking this at the next range. 43 bucks. I'm going to set my alerts here too because this is definitely something I want to get into. Give me 42, 43. I'm extremely happy to pick up FTT here. And I'm extremely excited because if we can get this major downtrending break, then we have parabolic moves. 50 bucks, 55 bucks. It's going to be easy from there. So that's all of them. NEO, ORN, OGN, TRX, FTT. My top three are these right here. OGN, TRX, and FTT. My top three to get into. I'll be signaling them out as soon as I start entering those trades. Right now, I still got to wait for futures to open up. Now it's on to the AMA part. Whatever questions you guys got. And then after that, I want to show you guys again the holy grail to surviving these dumps. I mean, this is saving my profits day in and day out, week on week. I mean, there's a reason that in December when we had the massive dirty market, blood ran through the market, we had no losing trades, right? Again, that's why this last week we've had one losing trade. We'll go over the holy grail again. I got to pound it into your guys' heads because some of you do not follow it, but we'll get into it. All right. AMA time. Ask me anything. Let's go over your coins. We have been recording for 45 minutes now, so you got about 15 minutes left. So we'll be running up again. I think there's some questions in here right now. Matic still long-term hold? 100%. Much so a long-term hold. I mean, it's different to say. You got to tell me where your entry was because 90% of the people who've been with me for a while, we've been buying Matic since 50 cents, 40 cents, 10 cents. It's at $2 right now. So 100% still a long-term hold for us. If you've been buying Matic at all-time highs, might be a different story for you. Check out GTC. I'm actually down to check out GTC a lot because a lot of people have been talking about it. It looks like it's been a market inverse lately. You'll have to let me know if the Binance liquidity chart is the best one to go through. Solid uptrend. Daily 200 just populated. The 4-hour PB just populated as well. Or no, this one's been populated, but is above current price now. Yeah, this one actually looks extremely strong. I mean, your previous supply is obvious here from the 1 hour 200 EMA, and this was held for over 24 hours. So this was 27 hours. 27 hours of bidding going on. So there's a mass bidding war here. Unfortunately, if you wait too long on a key level and your bids can't break the level, supply takes over. Supply takes over every time. So this is honestly probably, I want to say, a buy right now. I mean, you're 2% away from the lows. You're sitting on top of highs. You're breaking out of the 200 EMA on the 4 hour. It looks really good to me right now. And this is one reason I did want to go over this one, so I'm glad someone brought it up. But GTC outperforming the rest of the market. I have no idea what the coin does. Not that we need to know what it does, but it would help a little bit. Maybe this is like a near ecosystem token. Something like that. Looks really good. I don't know if they trade futures on this, but if there was futures, I'd be taking on low lev. Go for Link next. Yeah, I'll do Link. Link is actually one that I want to try to get you guys away from a little bit more. We made our money on it as we did. I mean, we went over proof, so you can see it by the screenshots here. Made our money. It is breaking a very key level right now. One of the most key levels that you can break, the 4 hour PVEMA here. It's breaking down. Probably see a little bit more to the downside. Maybe $22 is your entry again. The only thing I do like from Link is the link to Bitcoin denomination chart, just because it's breaking out so heavily. Unfortunately, too many key levels on the Bitcoin USD chart for me to actually want to jump back into this. But if we do look at the chain link to Bitcoin denomination, crazy trade. I mean, this thing has been blowing up, and we were covering this. I was talking about the Bitcoin link chart breaking out well into the end of November, beginning of December. So beautiful here. I think it has a lot more to go, but again, on the USD chart, you're gonna have to wait for this thing at $22. It's about to hit major support here on the Bitcoin domination chart. You'll get your bounce then, but you're waiting. You're waiting for at least 21, 22. Auto looking good for entries. Yeah, I think Cardano looks really good. As much as it pains me to say this, we were buying Cardano at 25 cents, and then I started denominating this as a shitcoin for quite some time, right? Because we traded this up really far. 5x. This is a 10x at its highs. During all of February to July in 2021, it didn't move a cent. It didn't move a single cent. 0% move collective in 150 days. Yeah, those are coins I don't want to follow, right? And then you have your massive breakout again. I think this was maybe off the smart contract newses. I know they have NFTs now. So the narrative for Cardano is changing. The narrative is changing for Cardano, which is great because this can bring in new buyers who previously weren't buyers before. I think that it's time to start getting more exposure. However, there's a few time frame unfortunate inefficiencies that I don't like and it's, you know, we need a daily closure, which we have 2 hours left for. A daily closure above this previously high. Daily close above this previous high, come back up, test supply at 166, 170, and break back over this and might become a buyer again. If you didn't get into the buys, I mean, let's highlight this right now. The buys were given for Cardano already. Shout out Casper for this. The buys were given already. So if you're in these, you're up 35, 40%. I think this is where you do start trimming because the risk to reward on the long term isn't the best, but you do have a daily breakout of this trend. Unfortunately, supply is getting fairly heavy here. There's futures for GTC. Perfect. That's great. Can you go over the futures? Futures is literally just the S&P 500 futures. Go to finviz.com. I'll pull it up right now. It is quite literally just following the legacy markets. And when I reference legacy, I assume most people know what this means. Legacy simply just means the stock market, commodity markets. This is where you're going to go. You look at and see how the futures are doing because this gives you insight into what the crypto market is going to do on the first day of open. Standard. Crypto dumps on New York session open. It's just a standard protocol that it runs. Can you go over CODI? CODI's had a good day here. CODI at major supply again. I mean, it's almost too simple to understand how I trade nowadays because I stream all the time and I show you guys my exact trades. I don't want to buy into a lot of these major high time frame exponential moving average supply zones. It's not for me. I like to buy on the retest. You have a better risk reward every single time on these as well. If you buy retest, you're not subject to a lot of the volatility that comes with buying the breakout anymore. There's 3 different ways to buy the breakout. I've gone over this several times. I'll go over it again if you guys need me to. But 3 different ways to play the breakouts. From risky to least risky, obviously being the break and retest because you have confirmation of trend and confirmation of supply turned into demand. So CODI, it's all right. It's not too bad. It already had its day. It's up 14% for the day. Might have had some news. Maybe their credit card came out. I'm not sure what the 14% move was for the day. Hopefully it was new fundamentals because that'd be sick. That's narrative change. So CODI over 40 cents and I'm a buyer. Put CODI over 40 cents. I'll get right back into it. FTM, one of the top 4, the Fantastic 4. Let's check this one out. It doesn't look bad at all. You had your breakout. We talked about this one as well. This is a part of the ecosystem, right? When Atom broke off, so did FTM. When Near breaks off, so does FTM. When Harmony 1 breaks off, so does FTM, right? So there's 4 strongest coins in the market. Previously is Solana, Luna, and AVAX. Rotation moved into these 4, and then you'll have your next rotation probably within the next month. So FTM, you have a deal right now on it. You have a deal, 1 hour. Let me check Bitcoin on my other screen. Holding up well, not too bad of a dip, but this is the discount you want on FTM. For those of you looking to make short scalp trades, a 15% dip on something that's strong in 1 day. Yeah, this is where you're buying and you're running it up on leverage right now. Your invalidation is extremely easy. I'd say 1.5% below the previous wick. Extremely easy trade. And you can see the trend all the way since 2020. I mean, you haven't broken trend at all. And I'm going to compare this right now. I'm going to show you guys why these are the coins that you focus on and not these, right? Like let's take this for example, Neo. Obviously this is one that I do want to buy soon. Another 35% dip. Look at this. These are the same time frames. exact same time frames. You overheat, and then you never catch it back. Now, some of these continue, like FTM at 17 cents did the exact same move. Actually, FTM did a lot more percent-wise. I mean, this was a 51x trade. And there's a complete difference in these. One holds its weight and continues finding bidders through the last bear market, right? This is where the last bear market was. Never found bidders again. It continued to make lower and lower and lower prices, while at the same time FTM had narrative change, started connecting with Solano's project, NFTs came into hand, and you had to start actually using Phantom Wallet and start making higher and higher highs. So focusing on the narrative does help, so you can understand what's going on with the project and where the next rotation is going to be, because you don't want to be stuck in a trade like Neo where you're just hoping and hoping and hoping for the reversal. I'd rather buy the bags 35% off again and then get into them. ETH, I'll go over ETH right now. I can almost guarantee you that most of these are all short trades, or to take short positions in. I mean, ETH is actually like pretty bad here. Couldn't reclaim daily. I mean, your next major point of previous demand is September lows. Yeah, this is September lows here. A lot of these are shorts, and you broke down through the volume shelf as well. A lot of these are taking shorts to the bottom. ETH definitely not my favorite trade whatsoever. Not my favorite. And most of the time, I'm looking for longs on the relief bounces, because the longs on the relief bounce are going to pay you double, statistically, literally double what the shorts are going to pay you. And also, you can take a lot of time off, but not trying to short every single move here. AR holding up strong. I don't know what AR is at. I assume AR is under previous limits we had. AR is the backbone to the Solano ecosystem. So if Solano does good, this one will normally do good as well. 55 bucks. No, this is under every limit we had before. I'd say the only good thing about AR is it's not producing new lows. That's all you want. Don't produce new lows on this. We'll go over a few more. I see Filecoin. Oh my God. So hopefully the chart's not too horrendous to look at. Oh Lord Christ. So again, like these are the ones that you don't want to get trapped in, right? Since the COVID crash, you had good moves, and then September hits, or September crash right here. The coins that could never recover from the September crash, it's really, really bad to hold these. I mean, it's a pipe dream to rely on the relief bounces here, because statistically they do not come, and statistically you miss out on a lot of money and a lot of opportunity cost by attempting to trade these coins instead of going to a coin like Atom that's making new highs every day. I mean, the charts are literally inverse on themselves. You got to choose your coins correctly. You need to choose them correctly. So look, here's the dip. Here's the crashed out. This is where the bottom was for both. Obviously, both came back. But only one of them started to produce new highs and come back to all-time high. Choose the coins correctly. Don't choose the shit projects. You can hope all you want for the relief bounces, because they will pay. I guarantee you the relief bounces will absolutely pay you. But opportunity cost over the long term, the best choice is long-term swings, right? Atom long-term swing, Harmony 1 long-term swing, near multi-week swing, multi-week 10x play. So I have nothing to say about Phil. I honestly will probably never look at it again after I talk about this, but 24 bucks maybe. I don't know what's going on with the project. I think I've said this several times before. In cryptocurrency and in developing a real utility for these crypto projects, a lot of them did not ever need to be created. Decentralized storage, I don't know if that's actually needed, right? And I think the rest of the market priced that exact same thesis in. Decentralized audio, like the audio token, decentralizing music industry. You know, I don't know. It's kind of hard to beat that. Can that change the industry? Yeah, 100%. However, if the general market sentiment is that it can't work, you're not going to find bids. Because the plan in crypto is to make money. The plan in crypto isn't to buy an asset that you think is cool and hold on to it forever. Otherwise, I don't know why you're here. Go buy the S&P. The goal here is to make money. The goal here is not to buy a project that sounds cool and continue holding it, hoping to make a 10x return. Same thing with XRP. I feel so bad for people who hold XRP. The only bullish sentiment I see on Phil is probably bull divergence. Yeah, so we have bullish divergence here. You have 3 drive lows. Maybe 25 bucks, you get the relief you want from January previous supply turn into demand. Hasn't ever tested. So I can actually probably guarantee you that this is where it's going to bounce. If it tests this, it's going to bounce. It's never been tested before in its lifespan. One more, Seller. I think this was also a strong coin over the last week. Oh yeah, super strong coin. It's super strong and it broke out too. Broke out of the daily 200 PB. And now we're coming in for a retest here. This is actually what I'm going to watch. Like, this is a beautiful retest. Yeah, this one looks great. I remember Seller because some of you, I think Casper traded this one again. Casper's been banging these. 50% move in 4 days. Now retesting a previous trend, and then you got supply right above it. This actually might be a long I'm taking. I'm gonna actually take this long right now. Just about 2 hours still. I don't know if I want to take the trade before futures. We'll see. This is a great trade, right? A few reasons here is you had the massive markup 40%, and then you had a 20% markdown, and you fall back into a previous range of demand. Here's your previous range of demand, 200 PB, and also on the daily time frame, you have the daily 200 as well, acting as a new line of support. If this breaks down, I mean, you're just going to fall back into range, and then the trade just gets boring. But this looks beautiful. I like this trade a lot. A lot of things that I hold in my tendency for entry theses, this holds a lot of them. Retest trend line, supply right above. I mean, how much your potential profit is about 4 to 5% until next supply. It's not too bad on futures. And not too bad on futures. I'm actually going to mark this one up right now. Seller definitely on the watch. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put this into the list right now. Are you saying there's no coins worth holding long term? Absolutely not. But let me tell you something. A lot of you who are coming into the crypto game late have missed out on the majority of the massive gains that you saw in 2020 and 2021. Those had narratives, right? The government's injecting money into the markets. We have stimulus packages that are coming into the markets consistently. Rates are lower, right? There's a lot of narratives to push the crypto market further. 2022, what are the narratives? Debt ceiling being raised? That's one. Is it going to hold us up for the entire year? I don't know. But when I reference long-term, it's you got into a coin 10x ago. You got into a coin 5x ago. You got into a coin 2x ago. You bought Atom at 20 bucks with me last month. It's at 40 bucks now. Yeah, you can hold that long-term. Say your stop's 38, 37, 38. Yeah, you take profits fairly quick on that if you get stopped out. A lot of the coins now that are actually like true long-term holds for me are things like OCT, right? Things like this. These are micro caps. These are micro caps that can run another 10x on you. You don't buy these on sex exchanges. CEX, for those that don't understand, these are you do not buy these on centralized exchanges anymore. You buy these on DeFi exchanges. You buy these on DexGuru, Uniswap. Buy it on 1inch. These are the ones that are long-term holds. These are the ones that can absolutely blow up. Because if they're attached to an ecosystem like Near that went 100x in the last 5 months, sorry, I don't think it went 100x, 50x in the last 5 months. If you're attached to an ecosystem that's strong, then the subsidiaries will also run in tandem with the strength that that project has. So yes, there's a ton of coins worth long-term. However, if you're truly just here to buy long-term, buy the coins you like. You like Ethereum? Buy Ethereum right now at current price and just continue holding it. I do think, and I said this last stream, one of the worst tendencies in the market is the idea of hodl, where you buy something, you just hodl until you make money. I think it's an awful trading thesis, but I think it works for a lot of people. It's easy. You just buy and you hold and hope. If you want to put a little bit more work into it and you want to make profits every week like we're doing on futures, it gets a little bit different. You got to throw away the hodl idea. It's not healthy. Check out CHR. All right, what are we at? All right, we're at 1 hour now. This is the last one I'm looking at. Oh shit. So it's the first frame that came up. Looks like it's retesting right now in a breakout. Where is this breakout from? All-time high? All-time high diagonal trend in a breakout? Yeah, this looks sick. Yeah, these are the coins you also trade. Look at this, man. Look at this. It did this before too. These are the ones you watch. The ones that have strength. Right, going to the ones that are down 89% of the year hoping for relief bounce, you're fucked. You're so fucked. Look at this. I mean, this kind of reminds me of, do you guys remember, what was it, Gala? Gala and C98. Let me just pull this up. This reminds me exactly like this trade. Was it C98? No, it was Gala. This reminds me of this trade. It's hard to see because it went parabolic already, but yeah, the diagonal trend, right? Breakout and then come back up. I think it did the same thing. Oh, this top trend didn't break, but almost the exact one, right? You have two of the identical trends that break out twice. I think it might have been the C98 that did it, but these are the strong trends. And this one also, Gala before had the metaverse narrative behind it, which pushed it, I don't want to say it went 10x. It did 10x. Yeah, it was about an 8x here. CHR, I don't know if let's check CHR's previous history. I don't know if this one's overheated yet. And the narrative behind this one isn't too strong either. Yeah, this one only went roughly a 3x here. This one has a lot more room to run. I think it was C98 that had this break, because you have the break from listing and then you have the next break. This break didn't even hold. I'll remove this. You hit a semi break, not as strong. But this is one of my favorite setups though. I need to write this one down again. These are good ones to look at. CHR. Don't be surprised if any of these are entries that I take in the next week. These are ones to watch. Looks like Luna from $13 to $40. Let me pull Luna up. I'm just relating the two of these on the daily. It's a little different, but if it does a Luna, I mean, Luna's also, I want to say Luna was one of our top plays. And I'll always clout collect here. Every time y'all bring up Luna, I'll always clout collect, getting you guys in at $4 and then riding the train to 100. You're welcome. You're welcome. Doesn't look exactly the same, but maybe the narratives are the same. I don't know what CHR's narrative is. Okay, that's it. That's over an hour. It's an hour and 10 minutes we've been live. Plenty of data. Completely stomped into the stream. Went over previous plays. Went over every single previous play. The wins and the losses. There's only one loss. I'll post up the full P&L I made this week. I'll post up all the trades. Although all of them are closed, by the way. I don't think I have any of these open right now. Went over current market sentiment. Went over my coin watch list. Chose, currently we got 5 now. 2 came from you guys. OGN, Tron, FTT, Seller, and CHR. Now my current watch list. Finished off with your guys' questions, which in hand we got Seller and CHR. There we go. There's the stream. So happy MLK Day, guys. MLK Day, guys. If you have any other questions, throw them in literally right now. If not, let's have a great day. Let's have a great week. For those trading stocks and options with us tomorrow, see you then. Futures open in an hour, but an hour 30 or something. What is it, 3? The time change got me off. I think it's about an hour. Once futures open up, I'll update you guys on what futures are doing, what the next play is. One of my next plays will be one of these, guaranteed. Or Bitcoin, right? Or Bitcoin. But yeah. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'm going to hop off. Get away from the charts. You still got an hour or so until futures open up. Go work out. Go get the pump in before